All right. It's a nice day today. Nice weather. First and foremost, I'm going to say calling Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in the name of Yahweh Shai and his only begotten Son. Shout out to double honors to the prophets, to the elect, to whomever they may be among Israel. Much love to you guys. Shout out to the Akim, the brothers that's in the Word, and whether you be from a camp or not, you still do your videos. You still, learn what you can. You go to the highways and byways, and you worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you fear Him. Much love to you, brothers, Akim. Shout out to the Akwap, the beautiful women that's in the Word, and whether you got a man or not, you still fear the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you listen and learn in silence. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having the man of the house, and in the eyes of a woman, man is God, amen. And then in the eyes of a man, you got Yahweh Shai, and you got above Yahweh Shai is Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and that is the perfect order of things. Much love to you women that are doing that. Today's video is titled Worship Part 2, and this video is going to continue from the last video that got cut off because I ran out of phone memory, which I got a lot of photos and stuff, but that's cool. But we're going to get back into it, and it's a good day. And so let's just get back into it. Psalms chapter 75, verse 1. It says, to the chief musician of Al Tiskith, a song of Asaph. It says, unto thee, O Yahweh, do we give thanks. It says, unto thee we give thanks, for that thy name is near, thy wondrous works are declared. That's right, because it's a lot of works that are happening, and the promises of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and what was foretold in this book is coming to pass. And it's a lot of things that's beginning to fall apart, society, people, the economy. This is all a process to break us free. In the eyes of a normal person that don't know what's going on, it sounds alarming. It does sound very concerning, and you wouldn't like it, but the truth is that we're better off without this society than with it, especially for us Israelite brothers, that we know the truth, and we know that we can never claim the throne, that Yahweh gave us unless we destroy the society. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is doing that with the word through the prophets, the elect, whomever they may be, and just ordinary people like me that's going out to the highways and byways, being seen, being out there, trying the best that you can, and all that you can. That's just what it is. That is the truth right there. Even just showing worship, showing your faith, that's what matters. That right there is critical, because it's foretold in the prophecy that the destruction of this world, and as we know it, would be our liberation. It would be our ultimate freedom. No more work, no more money, no more bills, no more having to worry about your own family, no more having to be concerned about babies, schooling, education, because all of that is going to pass away right along with this world. You're not going to need all of that where we're going. And we know that in the Bible we are Lazarus at the Lazarus begging for crumbs at the king's table, and we know that we're going to have the inheritance. So especially for us men, nowadays, now more than ever, it gives us more of a reason to take it a little bit more easier. I'm gonna get to another no, it's the same subject, but the different matter, the new covenant. Just in case somebody reads this, I got faith in the new covenant. I do, because they tell you in the Bible that the old covenant that Yahweh made is what was getting us killed, and in order for us to make it and to see the coming of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Son Yahweh Shai, we must accept his blood, we must accept his covering, which is a part of the new covenant. Now, if that was true, then the new covenant has been established since Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's son Yahushai been on the scene, and he was establishing this way back then. So being covered with the blood of Yahushai is important. That is the covenant, that is the protection, that is going to get us to survive the end times. And we're not living under the law, you know, because we can never totally keep the law. You know, we do the best that we can to try, but we're never going to be perfect. And Yahweh Hashem Yahushai don't like imperfect. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai would get us to perfection through Yahushai, who is perfect. And I believe that he is the new covenant, and by him dying on the cross and his blood covering the Israelite sins, that we be readmission in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and found acquitted of our sins and the things that we've done, and then be redeemed as a people and take the throne once more as the kings and the queens of the earth. You know, so I do fully believe that. I do embrace that, you know, because I can never truly follow the 616 laws or 620 laws all with perfection and not error. You know, I can't do that, you know, living this life, living a lifestyle how I live. I'm trying the best that I can to slow, you know, my sin count, and, you know, to seek mercy from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you know. So I do embrace the new covenant without a doubt. I don't believe that there is an intermission in between the covenant, meaning that we get a covenant of grace. It's a lot of debates going on with some of the prophets that believe that we are in the new covenant, and I do believe that too, you know, because it's plainly said in the Bible that we are, you know, and that the old covenant is done away with, the Old Testament is done away with. So not in done away with as is, it doesn't matter. It's Slakia, I meant to say the new covenant is done away with. All the laws and everything that we were supposed to follow was actually getting us killed in the past. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai had to make some renovations, and he had to make us prepared to be grafted back in, but only through the choice of his son dying for us. So I do believe that. Much love to the prophets that are fighting for that, because the old prophets right now, Great Millstone, they're looking like a bunch of Pharisees and Sadducees. Yes, they are. They look like people that only cared about the word, and they look like people that right now this is what they look like, you know. They look like people that would judge Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If he came they wouldn't believe it was him, you know. Or if the prophet said that, if the prophets happened to gain their memory through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and stood up and said that they were the prophets of Yahweh and they remember everything, these prophets in particular, these men that weren't, like if the prophets came, like the prophets like Mark, John, Luke, and they remember who they are, because they are here in this time, and they woke up and they actually stepped up and proclaimed themselves as the prophets, because Yahweh gave their memory back, you know. These prophets wouldn't believe it because they feel like they are the chosen. Some of them are the chosen among them. They don't acknowledge it, but this is exactly how they feel, and they wouldn't believe the signs that they see because they felt like they was in leadership and they was in power. So, you know, right now these guys are looking like the bad guys right now. I'm sorry that I had to bring that up, you know, but it can be still labeled a part of the worship topic, you know, but this was important. So, you know, I am with the new covenant. I do believe that we are in the new covenant, because without that promise that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai gave us, without him going to our Father and to his Father and covering us in the blood, we wouldn't be able to be redeemed. We would die by the laws of Deuteronomy and by the laws of the Old Testament. So I do believe that. I don't really follow much of what's going on with you know, Great Millstone or Sakari or ICOIC anymore, you know, because you know, it's a bunch of people that aren't nice. They kind of like mean. They tyrannic in a sort of way. They organized like organized gangsters, you know. They do look like that, you know, and they feel like if you don't join their crew, if you don't join their group, there is no salvation. You know, you won't get saved, and it wasn't no such thing in ancient times. with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai splitting them up into different factions and labeling them. They was all one people. They was all a bunch of prophets. They was all in the same group. They never claimed to be from Sakari. They never claimed to be from Great Millstone. They never created any of those factions. So for these factions to be established nowadays, it doesn't make any sense when they should all come into one banner. But this is a sifting process. This is how Yahweh Hashem Yahushai find the real ones, and this is how he exposed the fake ones. So this is all a process, you know. So I'm gonna get to that, you know. But I wanted to make that statement clear, you know, and clear it up. And it does make sense in the Bible. It does say that, like it say, let your yea be yea, let your nay be nay. So I do agree that we are in the new covenant, and that's just what it is. The covenant to me, the new covenant to me started when Yahweh Hashem Yahushai was on the scene and he was preaching, you know, and when he passed away, the new covenant was really established when he passed away, and they executed him to cover their sins and to cover their blood. So the next time when Yahushai comes back, he wouldn't destroy the Israelites along with the world, the ones that don't deserve to be destroyed. So, you know, with that, and they will still get redemption as a whole, you know. So with that, yeah, I can believe that. It says, when shall I receive the congregation? I will judge outrightly. It says, the earth and all the inhabitants thereof are dissolved. I bear up the pillars of it. Salah. It says, I said unto fools, deal not foolishly, and to the wicked lift not up the horn. Because that's what's happening nowadays. The fools, the people that are blind, they still following a hollow faith, fake faith. They would rather go with the dictations of this world. They would rather be a part of this world to the best that they can, even though for the Israelites, the world tries to exile them and exclude them, you know, which they do. You know, they can't even claim their nationality without it causing a stir or some trouble, and the enemy becoming very mad and treating them some kind of way and targeting them because they know that they're not the people, you know. But, you know, it's the 2/3 Israelites that still, you know, want to push peace. And can't we all get along in times of war and unity? And this is going to be their downfall on their side, you know. And the wicked, they lift up their horn. The elites, at first they used to be kind of secretive and show their imagery through, you know, videos and through certain movies and stuff. But now, you know, nowadays we're in the times to where the wicked is making their presence known, and people in a way just accept it. In a way, you know, they trying to deal with it. They're trying to be able to be at peace with them, but they're not understanding that peace is a tool that's being taught by the wicked to get you to have sympathy towards them, you know, and hopefully that it's something human about these wicked people, and they would relent from what they're doing and they would get along with you, and that's not the case. Oh, that's another thing in society, that womanhood. Oh, well. Yeah, so that's what they feel like. They so mashed up and corrupted by sympathy and corrupted by kindness. Yeah, you can be corrupted by being good. You could be corrupted by being kind. That's what we call simps nowadays. So it's a lot of the Israelite brothers and sisters that are doing that with the opposite side, you know. And it's a part of the plan, but at the same time, they should have common sense not to do that. They should have more sense to wise up and to see what's going on, you know. And instead of trying to save a dying society, instead of trying to put their votes in to see if these people would do the right thing for once in their life, even though they ain't done nothing for the Israelites over the past in a rulership, in the time of their rulership. But our brothers and sisters are wicked, and they are foolish, and they refuse to see what's right in front of them, you know. So it's right under their nose, but they refuse to acknowledge it, you know. And plus, people got faith in what's going on. They're scared to lose the things that Yahweh gave them. But it's going to be a time and day to where Yahweh will take it all away, and you're not going to have any of that. You're not going to have any of that. All you're going to have is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and your faith if you have it. You know, and those of them that don't have it, they won't have nothing at all. Like it's saying in the Bible, what little a man have, that shall be taken away. You know, so have that understanding. You know, it says, lift not up your horn on high, speak not with a stiff neck. That's right. It says, for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but Yahweh is the judge. He putteth down one and set up another. And we in that time to where the enemy is falling, and society is being overran. So now one of the prophecies that are of old that had already happened is happening again. You know, because in the times of Egypt, when Israel was under rule by them, the Israelites were multiplying and they outnumbered the Egyptians. So right now we got a lot of immigrants coming in, and a great number of immigrants that's coming in is Haitian and Venezuelan and Mexican. You know, so that they all are part of the Israelite family, and they all are natives to this ground. You know, and they just different Israelites, like black, brown. You know, some of the Israelites are white. Yes, they are. And, you know, you got a lot of the Israelites that's coming in like that. And they overrunning America as it is, you know. And they starting to make certain suburban areas look like the ghettos. And they making them look destituted and making them rot from the inside, you know. And like I said, behold, Israel is mightier than we. You know, so we outnumber the enemy 1,000,000 to 1, man. We covering this whole goddamn place, because you got to be reminded that those immigrants that are coming in from Haiti and coming in from Venezuela and Mexico, they are Israelites, you know, so they do have a right to be here, you know, even though a great number of them are 2/3 and they are corrupted, you know, through the whole dynamic of it. They are Israelites. Yes, they are. And that's another prophecy that's come to pass again. It's nothing new. That shows you it's nothing new under the sun. Is there anything that is said that this is new? It's not new. So the Israelites is overrunning America, and they terrorizing, and they terrorizing the white man, and these white people are fearing for their lives, and they complaining, and they scared. Some of them are being attacked. They just won't put it on the news. You know, some of them are being assaulted, invaded. You know, because it's not an invasion of our nation. This is not our nation. It's an invasion of their nation. Come to find out, through a whole nother dynamic, is that the destabilization is happening in every nation. Like I said in the last video, so they letting in immigrants in certain other countries too, and they are over flooding the place. They are over flooding the place to the point to where these Edomites that are in different countries, they are actually afraid. You know, especially the ones that do have a racist heart, because not all of them are afraid if they putting out they putting out ads and they putting out news report, videos of them wanting black men to come into their nation to repopulate, because it's certain countries that's dealing with a lot of low birth rates. You know, so much segregation going on in certain nations is that they races are dealing with men versus women, you know, and it's causing a gap and a separation, and they're not multiplying. And it's been like this for a couple of years, but now they're starting to like broadcast it more and more. It's the same thing out here too, you know. It's the same thing out here too, and we still multiplying, and it's not stopping us despite what's going on. But at the same time, you know, it is, because it's giving our women this tyrannical attitude and giving them more rights over us to control us. But all we doing, the real men that know what's going on, we stepping out the way, we stepping aside, we stepping down. And like Yahweh said, you can be with the woman or you can be by yourself, you know. There's nothing wrong with being by yourself. So a lot of us brothers is choosing to live simpler lives and to live on our own, stress-free and without them. And it's actually a part of design, and it's actually a part of the collapse, that we will stop working, we will stop taking care of everything, You know, not even necessarily stop working, but we work for ourselves now. We put the money in our pocket. We don't have to marry. Marriage is thousands and thousands of dollars that it takes years to build up, only for a couple of weeks to 2 to 3 months for a woman to tell you that she don't love you anymore and she wants alimony, and she want the I think it's called a prenup, I do believe, and she want to split a half of your fortune and half of the things that you made so she could go off and go be with the actual man that she wants, because she doesn't want you. She just wanted everything that you had. So, you know, that's another thing. You know, church is getting exposed. That's another process of marriage, you know, because a lot of us brothers and sisters is doing everything in our power to expose what's going on and how fake the churches are. And these fake pastors, which are not men of the Lord, they use the money and they use the fundraisers to supply their own life, and they getting rich off people in their blind faith. You know, so a lot of people, a lot of our Israelite brothers is catching on and going back out and going back to Yahweh, leaving these churches, and these churches is having a problem too economically, you know, because of what's happening. You know, just because, you know, my new videos aren't reaching anybody because I've been partially shadow banned. So people who get them. That doesn't mean people stumble upon my old videos. That don't mean people is not listening. That don't mean people ain't watching. And then it's not just me. It's other prophets that are better than me, and they putting out videos and people are listening. You know, I'm just a part of those listeners myself. You know, I listen and I acknowledge a couple of them brothers for what they do, you know, and I listen. You know, so right there is another problem. You know, the women's separation, their marriages, fucking kids. The inflation is so high that back in the days you can have kids and kids would be cheap to take care of. Nowadays, kids is they own yearly check within themselves, man, and it's breaking a lot of the brothers down. It's breaking us down, and then out of nowhere we not wanted. You know. We not wanted. So a lot of women, they would rather have the wicked men than the good men. So the good men, you know, they starting to walk away, man. They're starting to walk away. It ain't gonna be no men during these dark times. These women, they gonna have to take care of themselves. They gonna have to look out for themselves, and they can barely even do that. They don't understand that what the media had created about women and equals rights is delusional. But they gonna figure it out later, man. Just like these two women that was pushing that car and there wasn't no man to help them. They gonna figure it out, you feel me? So we're gonna keep going. Because we all know, it says, but Yahweh as judge, he put up down one and set up another. That's right, man. So it's their time to rule, but their time to rule is about to be over, and we back on the rise, and we gonna reclaim the throne, because it didn't belong to them, but it was their time to rule, and now their time to rule is coming to an end. And they know it. That's why they're allowing these societies to collapse. They know it. So it says, for in the hand of Yahweh there is a cup, and the cup wine is, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them. So right now, the paradigm is shifting on who's going to get punished. That's what's happening. Amen to that. Calling Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in the name of Yahushua, because at the end of the day, our punishment, we at the end of it. Like it said in the Bible, better is the beginning of a thing than the end. So we at the end of our punishment, and we can see it. We can see it, and it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's awesome, and we hope that it would go faster. But things come in a process, yeah. But as we coming out, they're going in, as we can see, you know, because the stuff that's happening right now in America is terrorizing the Edomites, the white people, because they don't want to see their economy crash. They don't want to see destitution. They don't want to see war. They don't want to see the government turn their back on them. They don't want to see their benefits cut off. But it's happening. Shit, even their own government is turning on them. Even, like it says, if Satan is against Satan, then how shall his kingdom stand? It cannot stand, but it shall have an end. Amen to that. Call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, Lord. Amen to that right there, because it's collapsing, because they're against each other. You know, one is greedy, one is not. One is still racist, one is not. You know, one is rich, one is not. They're clashing, you know, and this is all a part of the design of how Yahweh wanted it, you know. Awesome. It's their turn to drink that cup of indignation. It's their turn to drink the dregs. It's their turn to get punished. It's their turn to go into slavery. You know, it's their turn to be on the plantations. It's their turn to build up Israelite corporations in the next life. It's their turn to be our surrogate mothers and babysitters for our women so they don't have to work. It's their turn to be in service, and they concubines worshiping us and being in servitude to us. It's their turn to be building buildings all day and night with no pay. It's they turn to suffer and get whips on their back. Trust me, everything is about to revert, man. And you see the number of black people has increased ever since the immigration event. You know, it's increasing, it's getting worse, and we overrunning their shit. So what better way, which is beyond the understanding of a normal white person, elite would understand it. An Illuminati elite would understand it, like, we need to reset the grid. This is too much. It's time to start it all over. We're not about to allow them to go anywhere further in the ranks of power, and we're not about to allow them to take over, because as you can see, they are taking over. You know, we are taking over, and they can see that shit. So right now, the best thing for them to do is to shut it down and to restart everything, because we got too much power. Just numbers alone gives us more power. So that really terrifies the enemy. And like I said, the elites notice, so they like, okay, why not just do the Great Reset? Why not? Okay, we got World War III, we got the mark of the beast, we got the collapse of America, you know, which is the collapse of all nations. Well, a certain number of nations that are connected to the dollar that are collapsing as well. Yes. So, you know, this is a good time to do the Great Reset. Why not? Perfect timing. Perfect. It'll cut off all our competitors. It'll stop the Israelites from gaining power, and we'll remain in power, you know? And we'll still have everybody under our servitude. It make perfect sense. So they got to do what they got to do. So it says, but I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. Yahweh is our God. He's nobody else's God. Only one nation is going to be saved out of this great destruction, and that is the Israelites, okay? And they are the speckled birds. So they look like a number of people, but through the Father's seed, they are Israelites, okay? So it says, all horns of the wicked also will be cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. And that's what's happening. A lot of us is getting stronger through the power and spirit of Yahweh. A lot of us is being put on top. A lot of us is the ones that were once losers. We being seen as we are important. You know, we are critical to the economy. The spotlight is on us. Other nations want us to come out. We losers, and they try to portray us as losers in America, but we are gods in other nations, man. You know, we are gods in other nations. We are powerful. You know, we are almighty. We are the original gods, and a lot of people see that. You know, a lot of people see the superiority of the black man. A lot of people see that no matter what the women try, we'll always be above them. We'll always be over them. We'll always be stronger than them, and we can live without them. You know, especially without the Israelite woman. We can live without the Israelite woman. They can't live without us. They can't operate without us. We are a critical part to their lives. And without a real man in their life, without a good man in their life that's uncorrupted by this society, you know, they won't live. They won't last long. And it's not a lot of us, but it's a good amount of us that people have taken notice, like, no, those are the real men, you know? You know, those are real men. Those are the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, those are the men of the Lord, you know? And just Israelite men in general, man. And then you got the other men that are in the other genders that are not Israelites, and they are part of the working class of the state. They are part of the working class of this country, and Yahweh is removing them, and it's forwarding the collapse even more. It's gonna set us free, man. And we see the system happening, the same thing that happened in Rome, same thing that's happening today, man. The same way, the same process. It's nothing new, you know. And us Israelite brothers we on top, man. We glowing, man. So it says Psalm 76, it says, to the chief musician of Neginoth, a psalm or song of Asaph. It says, in Judah Yahweh is known. His name is great in Israel. It says, in Salem also is his tabernacle and his dwelling place in Zion. Amen. It says, there break he the arrows of the bow, the shield, and the sword in the battle. That's right, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. It says, thou art more glorious and excellent than the mountains of prey. It says, thou stout-hearted, or the stout-hearted are spoiled. They have slept their sleep, and none of the men might have found their hands. It says, at thy rebuke, O Yahweh of Jacob, God of Jacob, both the chariot and the horse are cast into dead sleep. It says, thou even thou art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight once thou art angry? That's right, because what's happening to the elect and what's happening to the chosen among Israel is making him angry, because they got to go through all of this turmoil. They being attacked by their enemies, you know. They being bullied, they being crushed, they being suppressed, and it's making Yahweh Shem Yahushai angry. So what is he doing? He's weakening the enemy. He's making them rot from the inside. You know, what's a good example? Like he says right here, it says, there break he the arrows of the bow, the shield, and the sword in the battle. Salah, thou art more glorious and excellent than the mountains prey. The stout-hearted are spoiled, they have slept their sleep, and none of the men might have found their hands. At thy rebuke, O Yahweh of Jacob, both the chariot and the horse are cast into a dead sleep, meaning that he's weakening their military, he's weakening their might, he's weakening their force in general, you know, making them decay, making the nation unstable, making them acceptable to be taken in battle. You know, they not even, America's so weak, they not even strong enough to protect themselves, man. And they over there, that's the military draft too, you know, because now they got to draft all these kids, all these Gen Zers, you know, because the older people, you know, and the people that in their 30s are too old and they not in their prime, so they get in these kids and they get in these young men and these young women to go into a draft are mandatory, because the military is weak and because they got to go to war. They got to go to war and go serve them proxy wars and go keep their promises to them other countries. Taiwan right now is one of them. Ukraine getting their ass whooped. I just talked to somebody that's a European that's out there in Ukraine. No, that just came from Ukraine, telling me how the females and the males, they getting killed. 20,000 people, people that he just met, they going to war, they dying, you know. And Russia is trying to absorb Ukraine back into being a Russian part of the Russian country where they belong, you know. You got Israel and Iran, and then you got the Palestine event that's happening out there, you know. And of course, America got to intervene, because Israel is they right hand mans. So they're gonna be sending a lot of these Gen Zers. They're gonna be sending a lot of these kids to these proxy wars. They have to. They got to keep their promise. They can't just idly stand by and look like idiots and look like they're not in control when they're supposed to be helping these different nations win these battles, when all it's gonna do is trigger World War III, because they intervening in things that ain't got nothing to do with them, you know. But this is what they got to do, because they want to keep their reputation as the strongest nation when they actually not. Russia is better than them. China is better than them, you know, and their military might is bigger and it's more productive. Shit, they drafting and they're recruiting people left and right, and it's been mandatory with them for years. But this is what's gonna happen. They just gonna feed them to the blender. All them kids that's gonna go to war, they just gonna feed them to the blender, man. And they can't fight, they can't protect themselves. Some of them think that they other genders, you know. A lot of men are feminine thanks to the women, thanks to the females. A lot of dudes are feminine as hell, you know. They turning gay. You know, sodomy is a big thing. Women think they men. You know, it's a lot. Through the drugs, it's weakening them. Through school, they don't have too much intelligence. All they want to do is have fun. All they want to do is party. They simps. They believe in friendship. They care about their friends. You know, family-oriented people. They soft. These Gen Zers are soft, man. And the trippy part about it is that they look older than us. They look older than us. Me, I'm millennial, and I look like I'm 26, and I'll see some Gen Zers that look like they 30 to 35 to 40 years old, man, before their time, bro. They already grown. Like Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, forget me and I shall forget thy children, man. Even a lot of the Israelite children got to go to war once the draft start, man. And half these Israelites, they like killing each other. They like killing their own brothers and sisters. They want to rob. They want to further suppress their own people. They don't care about peace. They want to be with everybody else. They easily they simped out. They soft, and they easily able to be influenced into those kind of directions, whether it be drugs, all the way to gangbanging, to violence, to abuse. You know, these kids are the perfect candidates for throwaway soldiers. For real, they the perfect cannon fodder. So why not? So why not send them to the front line, man? And these are the wicked. This is Yahweh Shem Yahushai said what he would do to the Israelites, and how he would deal with their wickedness. So the time is coming to where they got to go to war. But the people that America gonna send to the military is virtually anybody that's a part of the Gen Zers, and they don't know how to fight. They don't want to shoot no guns. They don't want to. They not war ready. They not strong. And that's causing an extreme problem right now. That, like I said, the military is weak, so they gonna get their ass kicked in the next war, you know. But the whole point is to start World War III, you know. So it says, thou didst cause judgment to be heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still. That's right. Meaning that the prophets, they did their part, and they preached the true gospel. They preached the true word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it's reached the four corners of the earth. It's even reached the ears of the elites, you know, and it's scaring them, because this is a part of their prophecy that they would fall, you know, that the earth is the ending of Esau and the beginning of it for Jacob, you know. So when the earth ends, when this world ends, when their society perish, when these countries crumble, you know, when they finally fall apart, which is coming, is the beginning of our new world. It says, when Yahweh arose to judgment to save all the meek of the earth, meaning that the Israelites, because we scattered across the earth, but the main bulk of us is here in America. It says, surely the wrath of men shall praise thee. It says, the remainder of wrath shalt thou restrain. It says, vow and pay unto Yahweh your God. Let all that be round about him bring presents unto him that ought to be feared. Amen. Worship, man. Worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because he doing great works, man. And call on Yahweh Shem Yahushai that a lot of us, we not dead yet. We get to live to see these days. We get to live to see him bring his blessing. We get to live to see him hopefully redeem us and save us without us having to pass through death to get to him. Amen to that. Even though we gonna pass through death, but without pain, you know. So it says, he shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth. And that's what's happening. A lot of them is seeing prophecy and they getting scared. Right now, we having a shaking going on. And it don't matter if you poor. It don't matter if you a high celebrity. It don't matter if you're a well-paid athlete. It doesn't matter if you're a rapper. It don't matter if you a singer. It doesn't matter if you are a corporation leader. It don't matter if you're a business owner. The economy being broke down and the dollar becoming weak is shaking the whole foundation. You know, right now, the daughter of the singing of the daughters is being brought low, meaning the music is being affected. The music ain't coming out right. The only time that we had good music is prior to the 2000s, early 2000s, from the 90s to the 80s to the 70s. That's it. All this other music is a bunch of garbage. They want to keep making fun of the Israelites by paying certain Israelite sellouts to do mumble rap. They paying kids to kill each other and then go do drill rap. You know, gangbangers is still trying to solicit and sell the image of the gang member, to sell the self-destruction of the Israelite brother through crack, through gangbanging, through other drugs, through murder, through prostitution, abusiveness, segregation, separation, you know, corrupted power, selling yourself out, most importantly, because that's what they doing. But guess what's happening? They're running out of money. They're losing money. Why? Because of the inflation and because of what's going on and the economy crashing. Fewer people wanting to go to the movie theaters to watch movies. Fewer people is going to these concerts. Fewer people is buying albums. You know, fewer people is paying attention to music. A lot of people is abandoning that shit, man. Even the women's music that was booming and had their era, it looked like the female rappers and the female music is coming, the female rap, gangster rap scene is coming to an end too. They don't have too long. They running out of money too because they tired of the female superiority. It's even happening in video games, man. In video games. As stupid as it may seem, it actually makes sense because they trying to push what they call wokeness, meaning that people who know that they gay, people who are sodomites, people who know what they are, you know, wokeness. So now you got a bunch of movies where instead of it being a strong black man or a strong Edomite being the leader and pushing masculinity and pushing men to be strong and to endure and to be buff and to be beautiful, and pushing women to follow men through these movies and imagery, they actually bringing along old sodomite women to be cast as lead actors. You bringing out weak men to be feminine actors, you know, men that you think that are actual men or actual sodomites, you know, and they making these people main characters in video games, so you get a lot of cute and cuddly video games instead of war-ready video games, apocalyptic games. They even trying to remove the fear out of movies too. They're removing the fear out of movies, meaning that they ain't making a lot of scary movies no more. They making soft-ass little kid bedtime stories instead of terrifying, demonic, instead of fearful, instead of movies that will stop you from doing certain things. You know, they remove the fear to make the people more and more prideful to where they fear nothing. And like I said, pride leadeth before destruction and a haughty spirit before a great fall, man. And in the video games, women is trying to fight for their place and they're getting kicked out of the video games because they keep making these weak-ass, cute and cuddly games, and they all about femininity, they all about feminism, they all about women's power. And a lot of men is tired of that. Even certain women are tired of saying that because women know their role in society. They know their role in life. And they know without men, they wouldn't be here. You know, but this is all a part of prophecy yet again. This is all a part of what's going to happen. This is all foretold that these segregations and these separations are also a prophecy, but they are part of the distraction of what was really going on. If the blind lead the blind, they will both fall into a ditch. But I'm just telling you what's going on right now. So it says, and that's what's making everything tremble. People hearing about the truth of the Israelites and who we are is, and like it says in the gospel shall be preached across the earth, be a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. Yes, and the end, we at the end point. It says Psalm 77 to the chief musician of Jeduthun. It says a song of Asaph. It says, I cried unto Yahweh with my voice, even unto Yahweh with my voice. It says, and he gave ear to me. It says, in the day of my trouble, I sought Yahweh. My sword ran in the night and ceased not. It says, my soul refused to be comforted. It says, I remember Yahweh and I was troubled. It says, I complained and my spirit was overwhelmed. Salah. Thou holdest mine eyes waking. It says, I am so troubled that I cannot speak. It says, I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. It says, I commune with my own heart. That's right. A lot of us brothers do that. That's true. And it says, and my spirit made diligent search, meaning that we was trying to find out the answers, trying to find out the truth, trying to find out why we here, trying to find out why we being so punished. This is before we came into the truth. This is before that, you know, and why are we in pain? Why are we being oppressed? Why is this world like this? Why is my people in such destruction? Why is my people economies destroyed? Like I said, the economy and the end of the world is just another day for the Israelites, because our world ends all the time. The only difference about this time for the end of the world and the destruction of the economy is that it's the Edomites, it's our enemies that are falling. Sit thou on thy right hand until I make thy enemy thy footstool. And we see the downfall of our enemies and our freedom approaching, and Yahweh Shem Shai coming to save us. He heard us, you know. So it says, will Yahweh cast off forever, and will he be favorable no more? It says, is his mercy clean gone forever? It says, doth his promise fail forevermore? It says, Yahweh hath forgotten to be gracious. He hath in anger shut up his tender mercies, Selah. It says, and I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. It says, I will remember the works of Yahweh. Surely I will remember the wonders of old. I will meditate also all of thy work and talk of thy doings. The way, O Yahweh, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? It says, thou art the God that doeth wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength among the people. Thou hast thy arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph, Salah. It says, the waters saw thee, O Yahweh. The waters saw thee, they were afraid. The depths also trembled, meaning that the people knew who he was in ancient times. And they knew of Yahweh Shem Yahushai's works, you know. And then we finally get the answers now back in this lifetime, and we finally get the reasons why we are the way we are and why we got punished the way we were. And like I said, Yahweh tried the gold, Yahweh tried us as gold through the fire, man. It's making us stronger, it's making us better. And that way, in hard times, since we had it hard in hard times, we had it hard in our easy times. When we have it easy, it's gonna be hard, but we gonna have it easy. Sorry to make mix of it, but if you live life, if you start, like they said, if you start life hard, then you end life easy, you know. But in this era, this age and all this shit coming to an end, we gonna have it easier. Why people put so much faith in these politicians, put so much faith in presidency, put so much faith in an economy recovering, put so much faith in a government, they gonna have it hard. And they gonna be humbled by their experiences, and they gonna be let down because of the spirit of Babylon that failed them and never even really cared about them anyway. They was in it. The rich and the ultra rich are in it for their own gain. It's always been a scheme. It's always been a board of chess to them. You know, they don't really care about their own people. They don't even care about society no more. They don't care. So, but in the times of destitute and times of destruction, we will flourish, man. Yahweh willing, some women that converted to being Israelite women, they will be okay. They will flourish. Unlike that counterpart 2/3 with the Jezebel and Babylon spirit, they will not flourish. They gonna have it hard, man. Israelite brothers that transferred and went into the shelter of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they're gonna have it easy, you know, because we chose to go with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we chose to worship him rather than give our beliefs and our worship and our faith into a world that's deceiving us and that's not even with us. They gonna fail, man. It says the clouds poured out water. It says the sky sent out a sound. Thine arrows also went abroad. It says the voice of the thunder was in the heaven. It says the lightnings lighted the world. It says the earth trembled and shook. It says the way is in the sea. It says, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. It says, thou leddest my people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. That's right, his awesome acts, those plagues, you know, those miracles that he did for the Israelites, how he gave the power to the strongest of them, like Moses and Aaron, to lead us out to, I do believe is Mount Horai or Mount, wait, where is it at? In Deuteronomy. It's not Mount Horai, Horeb, I think. I forgot the mountain's name, but I got to get ready to close out. It's getting dark as hell. It's starting to get dark early, you know. I think it's called Mount Sinai. I do believe it's called Mount Sinai. It says, give ear, O my people. Psalm 78, Mashal of Asaph. It says, give ear, O my people, to my law, incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in the parable. I will utter dark sayings of old. It says, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. It says, we will not hide from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of Yahweh and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done. It says, for he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children. That is true. Nowadays, our people are so wicked and they don't know Yahweh that their children don't know Yahweh. So they are subjected to judgment. And this is why many of us will die when the collapse starts, when Jacob troubles comes. A lot of us is going to die because they don't have Yahweh's covering. They don't even know who Yahweh is. They're over there passing down a fake doctrine to our people about a white Jesus and a white God, man, and that don't exist. The generation to come might know them. It says, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they set their hope in Yahweh and not forget the works of Yahweh, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright. It says, and whose spirit was not steadfast with Yahweh. That is true. It says, the children of Ephraim being armed and carrying bows, it says, turned back in the day of battle. They kept not the covenant of Yahweh and refused to walk in his law, and forgot his works. It says, and his wonders that he had showed them. Marvelous things did he in the sight of their fathers in Egypt and in the land of Zon. It says, he divided the sea and caused them to pass through, and he made the waters to stand as an heap. It says, in the daytime he led them with a cloud, and all night with a light of fire. It says, he clave the rock in the wilderness and gave them drink as of out of the great depths. It says, he brought streams also out of the rock and caused waters to run down like rivers, and they sinned yet more against him, provoking the Most High in the wilderness. It says, and they tempered Yahweh in their heart by asking meat for their lust. It says, yes, they spake against Yahweh. They said, can Yahweh furnish a table in the wilderness, mocking the Lord. And that's what a lot of the Israelites do. That are 2/3, they want a miracle on the spot. If the Lord can come down here from the sky before me, then I'll believe him. You know, if the Lord to give me $1 million right now, I'll believe him. That kind of shit right there makes Yahweh extremely angry, and you mocking and you blaspheme the Lord. You know, you don't even see the gifts and the things that he's giving you right in front of you. You know, you are carnal minded, you know. Like it says, walk by faith and not by sight. But a lot of people walk by sight and not by faith. And that is where their downfall is going to spiral in at, you know. Hey, that's going to be their own doing. That ain't going to be nothing to do with me. You know, because I believe, look, I'm too scared to say something otherwise. And I love Yahweh too much. This is why I come out here and I don't care, man. I just do what I can in my power to worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Anything that I can do, I'm trying, you know? It says, behold, he smote the rock that the waters gushed out and the streams overflowed. Can he give bread also? Can he provide flesh for his people? Therefore Yahweh heard this and was wroth. So a fire kindled against Jacob, and anger came up against Israel, because they believed not in Yahweh and trusted not in his salvation. It says, though he had commanded the clouds from above and opened the doors of heaven and rained down manna upon them to eat, and had given them the corn of heaven. It says, man did eat angels' food. He sent them meat to the full. It says, and he caused on the east wind to blow into heaven, and by the power he brought in the south wind. He rained flesh also upon them as dust, and feathered fowls like in the sand of the sea. It says, and let it fall in the midst of the camp around about their inhabitants. It says, so they did eat, and they were full, for he gave them their own desire. It says, there they went not estranged from their lust, but while their meat was yet in their mouths, then the wrath of Yahweh came upon them and slew the fattest of them, and smote down the chosen men of Israel. It says, for all they sinned still, and believed not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble. When he slew them, then they sought him, and they returned and inquired early after Yahweh, and they remembered Yahweh was their rock, and the Most High Yahweh their Redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and lied unto him with their tongues. Oh well, I'm about to close out. It says, for their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant, but he, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. It says, yeah, many a time turned his anger away, and it says, and did not stir up all his wrath. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away, and cometh not again. It says, how often did they provoke him in the wilderness, and grieve him in the desert? Yeah, they turned back and tempted Yahweh, and limited the Holy One of Israel. It says, they remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy, how he had wrought his signs in Egypt, and his wonders in the field of Zon. It says, and he had turned their rivers into blood, and their floods that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. He gave also increase unto the caterpillar, and their labor unto the locust. He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamore trees with frost. And he says, he gave up their cattle to the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. He cast upon them frankincense of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble, by sending evil angels among them. Amen. It says, he had made their way to anger, he made a way to his anger, and spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to pestilence, and smote all the firstborn in Egypt, the chief of their strength, and in their tabernacles of Ham, but made his own people to go forth like sheep, and guided them in the wilderness like a flock. It says, and he led them on safely, and they feared not, but the sea overwhelmed their enemies. And he brought them into the border of his sanctuary. It says, even to his mountain, it says, which his right hand had purchased. Yeah, he cast out the heathen also before them, and divided them an inheritance by line, and made the tribes of Israel dwell in their tents. Amen. So the same thing that's happening today is the same thing. No, the same thing that happened in the past is the same thing that happened today. And I love how he put the evil angels in there, because the evil angels control spirits. So he was casting a lot of diverse and wicked spirits upon their enemies and destroying them, man. You know, certain cases like dementia, schizophrenia, demonic possession, you know, what's that called? It's normal, but you know, this is what happened to him. Sleeping paralysis, you know, poltergeists, you know, other demonic entities, monsters that you ain't never seen of before, conjuring them into real space. You know, so these times is the same thing that's here, that's falling upon their enemies, all these curses and all these plagues. But our people are not grateful. Our people do not care. Our people are not noticing the signs around them, you know. Our people are not noticing the works that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai are doing for them, you know, and how the same thing that's happening in the past is the same way that he's going to deliver us in the future. Only the sea is going to be divided too for the elect, meaning that the sea represent people, you know, as well as it do water. And he's going to divide them to bring the elect to salvation, man. you know, and you got to worship him for that, for all his works and all the blessings that he bestowed upon us, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, stability of times, the strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is a treasure, man. And I treasure that, and I love that, and I'm going to keep Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to my heart until the end comes. Yahweh willing, he allowed me to survive to see all these times and the second coming of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and to be rescued and to be put on those chariots, that way that I can be redeemed and I can enter death without pain and then be reborn, you know. So call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Get your worship in. Keep Yahweh Hashem Yahushai close to your heart, man. Keep praying as much as you can. Do what you can and do all that you can for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So that day come, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai won't forget you. Call on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in the name of Yahushai. Shalom. So on to the next video.